Hello everybody and welcome back to a how to RP video. If you haven't noticed, pretty much it's on my screen. It's just, another notepad, and today's topic is going to be smelling and hearing. Smelling and hearing, right? Okay. So, we discussed touch and taste in our last video as forms to express your character. Let's go more in depth into smelling and hearing. This video is probably going to be just as short as the last one, simply because smelling and hearing is just as easy. But if you want to add depth to what you're smelling, well, I can help you with that. So, say you're just starting out RPing, and you want to put he could smell the pastries from a mile away. Alright. Okay, so that's your well, I guess we'll use asterisks. That's your post, right? There's so much There's so much more you could do with this than simply you could smell the pastries from a mile away. For example, you could put he was able to smell the delicious sweet cinnamon rolls from a mile away. Right? So it's a little bit longer, obviously, because you added a couple more words or a few more words, which brings this. It pretty much tells the reader what you're smelling, gives the reader or the person you're being with insight on what it is that you're smelling, so that way they can, picture it, that they can put it into their post if they want to say they smelled the same thing, have some kind of reaction, whatnot. So that's pretty much that one. Now if we're gonna come down to hearing real quick. I should subtype this smelling. Alright. So we're gonna come down real quick to hearing, and we're gonna go ahead and say he could hear. Oops, not heard. He could hear the bell ringing as he entered the store. Not the store. Alright, okay. So obviously this one's a little bit more detailed than, say he heard the bell. I guess I could do it this way. He heard the bell. Right. Or he walked. No, see. Hearing is a little bit tricky because you can also add several things. For example, as he walked down the street, he could hear, ready yet? Just before entering the store, he could hear the Patreons from inside stirring up a chatter. Upon entering the store, he heard the bell ring. Try a little bit more. And it just adding a little bit more depth like that depth. Thank you. Can bring your RPs to life. Obviously, when you're doing, when you're making your post, you can include all 5, you can include only 4, however many you want, but the more you're able to include, the more depth you'll have. So I guess I can just go ahead and put these together, right? So we'll put smelling and hearing. And I guess we'll do a small one. He smelt. Whoops. We'll pretty much combine the other two. You could smell the pastries from a mile away. upon approaching the store, upon entering the store, he heard the bell go off, right? And then, you know, if you want to make it combine the other two, we can do it that way. As he walked down the street, he could smell the delicious sweet cinnamon rolls from a mile away. Just before entering the store, he could hear the patrons from inside stirring up a chatter. Upon entering the store, he heard the chiming of the bell go off. Okay, so I mean it's a little bit, you know, a lot more than what this one was, and I had a couple more things like the chiming, but generally it's pretty much just combined. I just combined these two together, and it's, well, that's pretty much kind of what it is. You just put all your senses together, and you make a picture in your head. It helps you make a picture in your head to put into words. If I wanted to, let's just use an example. Let's say we combine touch, taste, hearing, and smelling. Just so you can see what I mean. Obviously I'm not going to do one-liners for touch and taste because I'm about to put them all in here, and we already covered touch and taste in the last video. So we're going to start off again. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do this, copy. Yes, I know I'm not really tech savvy with the buttons, and you know, I'm old school with the mouse, sorry. I'm going to copy and paste this here, and then we're going to go that. He moved up to the counter to place an order for those cinnamon rolls that I don't want to do it because I'm trying not to put sight into this just yet, because I'm going to go over that one in a separate, probably the next video. Because I mean it's not as complicated as the other four, but there's a lot of things you can put into its site. So for the cinnamon rolls, he moved up to the cat to place over the cinnamon rolls, reached into his pocket to pull out his wallet and pay the due amount. When his order came, he was called to come get his order. Reaching for the I can do that site. Reaching for the paper bag, he could feel just how warm and toasty the cinnamon rolls were. Deciding to reach for one, he opened the bag. Okay, deciding to have one, he would reach into the bag after opening it up, where he was blasted with a lovely aroma of sweet cinnamon roll goodness. He could feel just how fresh they were, and when he went to take a bite into it, the icing with the cinnamon right into it. Oh, good lord, I'm sorry. the softness mixed well with the texture and, well, you could put taste and taste of the icing. Yeah, you can leave it like that. Obviously I probably could have put more to increase the taste factor, but just little hints like softness. You could always use texture and taste. The sweet scent, the aroma is a smell keyword. Blasted, it's like a expression for how it came out. Like it just zoom blasted in the bag. Like say, if you ever order food and you put it and you close the bag tightly, but you can still smell it. So when you actually open the food, the aroma just reaches, like goes to your nose and it smells so good, something like that. You know, just little key things. Obviously, you know, some of it might not even, some of what I put in here, you know, you probably don't want to put in there, you don't have to put in there, you seem like it's a waste, but it does add more depth, like the reaching for the bag. You could just say he grabbed the bag instead of reaching. I mean, that's a shorter way to do it. But if you're RPing with somebody else, reaching is a good word, especially if the person you're RPing with is, say, the cashier, or they want to play the cashier or a bartender. So it doesn't come off as you like trying to snag it in a sense. Your words do determine how the person you're RPing with or the reader of your post will interpretate your posting overall. So it's just little things like that, but this is pretty much an example. This, I guess this is, you can consider this a semi-para. It's not really a paragraph. It's almost, but it's not quite there. You can consider this a semi-para, and this is with just 4. So if we added site, obviously you saw me, I was, you know, almost put site in several times. I refrained from it because there's so many things you can do. Like the appearance of the cinnamon rolls, the appearance of the bag, how I almost wrote plain white bag where I just put bag. You could, when you walk into the store, you could describe what the store looks like. Upon entering, after you can put the store looks like, you know, describe the inside of it, to paint the picture of what the store looks like. There's just so much you can do, but we'll go more over that in the next video when I talk about site. Till then, that's all for this video. If you like the video, please leave a like down below. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, or if you just want to put your own input, please go ahead. And please subscribe, it does help. Alrighty, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!